Welcome back to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And I'm just back from the Etihad. Very disappointing day. Very disappointing indeed. The player ratings show. So we're going to have a look at the ratings. There's no highlights to see yet. So I'm going on the basis of what I remember from being there and being totally a bit fed up with this game. But we'll talk about the player ratings. We're not doing Brentford's player ratings, we're just doing City's. So all credit to Brentford. They showed us no respect and perhaps overall probably deserved it, even though obviously in the balance of play, it looked as though we should have won it. But if you don't put the old ball in the onion bag, you don't win, dear. Simple as that. 29 shots we had. 29 shots, 6 on target out of 29. Absolutely awful. Anyway, let's get on with the player ratings. Myself and the Manchester Evening News. Tyrone Marshall's there for the Manchester Evening News for Manchester City 1, Brentford 2 on the 12th of November 2022. We've got to suffer this now. We can't even play in 3 and 4 days and sort of get it out of our system, can we? We've got to pine on this now till the end of December. Shocking. Right, please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. It'd be great to have you on board. Everything City, past, present, and forever. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the very ugly, of course, in this one. So it'd be great to have you on board. And you can give us a little like, guys. For me, not for City, just for me. Make an old City. Cheer me up, guys. You can do your bit and help me out. Right, the team, 8 changes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Once we make more than 5 or 6 changes to a team, either strengthening or weakening, depending on what the competition is, it doesn't bode well. But 8 changes. I only got 7. But in my defence, I did say if Haaland was fit, he should play. So that's 1 player. I didn't think Cancelo was actually available. I thought he was still banned. So I wish he had still been banned, in fairness. And obviously we've got Aki on maternity leave. So there's 3 players I had that obviously I probably would have got... I certainly would have got perhaps 10, certainly 9 or 10 if I'd been aware of that. Hey, but there you go. I got 7, so I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame for this defeat. I only got 7. Pep's done something wrong here. Edison, Stones, Akanji, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Silva, Foden, and Haaland. Certainly a team good enough to win if they're all fit and at it and not worrying about getting injured for the World Cup. But that's how it is. Subs: Ortega, Diaz, Phillips, Grealish, Alvarez, Gomez, Mahrez, Palmer, and Lewis. Right, for the Manchester Evening News, we've got Tyrone Marshall. I'll give you his views and then I'll give you my say based on what I remember. Very hard, obviously, to remember good things. Apart from 1 player or perhaps a couple of players, I can't remember too many good things. So Tyrone Marshall for the Evening News. Edison, Tyrone says, made some good saves early on with City under pressure and was called into action on several occasions in the second half. Big late save to deny Tony. He's given him a 7. I'd give him a 7. I thought he kept us in it in that first half. We could have been a couple of goals down before we really even had a shot on their goal, I think. It's such a shame the other 8 or 9, 10, perhaps, I won't say the other 10 players didn't step up, but certainly it's a shame the other bulk of City players didn't step up like Edison. But he had a good game. I'm not going to give a man of the match today, but Edison would have been it if I was. So 7 from me, 7 from Tyrone. John Stones, I thought it was okay. I thought John Stones was fine, but obviously I'd like to see the sort of attacks of them again, Brentford's attacks, just to see, because I thought it was okay, but it did say, I think defensively we did struggle. We did struggle today. Mr. Tony obviously made a big impact on that, didn't he? We all knew he was going to backfire. As soon as he didn't get into the England squad, we knew he was going to make us suffer, and he certainly did. Anyway, John Stones, Tyrone says, didn't make much use of the possession he had and was troubled defensively. Yeah, so he's playing right back again, though, isn't he? He was playing right back, but trying to come in more into the middle as well. It was hard. I think it was hard for him. So it was troubled defensively by Henry down Brentford's left and from long balls. Yeah, I don't think he suffered so much from long balls. He'd give him a 5. Tyrone's give him a 5. As I say, I thought it was okay, but I'm going to have to give him a 5 as well. I don't think we were great under pressure defensively, and John Stones was part of that defence, and he's playing out of position, so there are excuses for it. But not saying he didn't try. He wasn't quite at it against a lively Brentford attack, certainly in the first half. Manuel Akanji, Tyrone said, outjumped by Ben Mee. No shame, but I like Ben Mee. I think Ben Mee's an okay player in the lead up to Brentford's goal. and given a tough time by the excellent Ivan Toney. Again, another good player who was on fire. So I'm not going to have too much of a downer on Akanji. I mean, having said that, I'll give him a 5 as well. I mean, Tyrone's given him a 5. I'll give him a 5. I just thought he was left out to dry defensively today, all our defenders, and I think Candy just suffered. Yeah, it was okay again. He was fine when we had the ball, but defensively we did struggle, and he couldn't keep Tony, etc., under wraps for 100 minutes because that's how long the game lasted. I'm Eric Laporte. Tyrone said, wasn't great for Tony's goal, but played better after having his head strapped. Yeah, but something like, how long was left then? About 20 minutes, half an hour, I don't know. But yeah, I agree, he did play better then, but what about before then? He made one brilliant clearance in the second half. He did, I remember that, when a goal looked certain. That was an excellent save. Yeah, I think KDB made a great save as well later on. So, yeah, Tyrone's given me 7. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I thought, well, yeah, thinking about that save he did and the effort he put in after he got the injury, I thought he played very well then. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. I thought he was possibly our best defender on the day. Simple as that. But when he got people like this next guy, it wasn't hard, was it really? João Cancelo, Tyrone said, lacked his usual playmaking quality from left back. Link with Foden wasn't as natural as it's been with others. Booked for diving late on. Yeah, he's given him a 5. I think he's been generous there. Tyrone, I've given him a 4. He was feigning a finger in the eye in the first half. I remember that, like a mad ass. We've seen this before from Cancelo being a bit of a mardy. And yet to cover up his inadequacies, he sort of was rubbing his eye as though he got a finger in the eye. But I think it was something and nothing. And likewise with the dive in the second half, where he was properly booked, as I said, without watching it back. You can only assume it was a dive because I've not heard anyone say it wasn't. So, yeah, and he didn't complain about it. So, yeah, I've given him a 4. I thought Cancelo, unless Cancelo's doing anything up front, he's not a defender. So unless he's doing it and creating stuff up front, it's a waste of time. So today was a waste of time. Rodri, told off by Guardiola for one backwards pass, then put Akanji under pressure, was never at his best. Tyrone's given him a 6. I've given him a 6 only on the basis that I did notice him a lot. I thought, oh, that was okay from Rodney. But does he give enough? Cover for the defence when we're under the cosh? I'm not overly convinced. He does. Yeah, as I said, I do remember thinking as we were playing, oh, that was all right from Rodri. That was okay from Rodri. So I will give him a 6 like Tyrone, but I say the defence perhaps needs a little bit more. You know, he's not Fernandinho. He's a totally different player. But defensively, Fernandinho but I thought was better. And going forward, making those through balls, Fernandinho was better. So he'll never be Fernandinho. He's Rodri, isn't he? Rodri's Rodri. But I just thought he lacked a little bit. But I'm not going to have too much of a downer on him today. But I'll give him a 6. Ilkay Gundogan, couple of loose passes, said Tyrone, and heavy touches in the first half set the tone for City's struggles. Had to do better with the second half chance and then let Tony in front of him for the dramatic late winner. Tyrone's given him a 4. I give him a 4. I'm not sure why he started. I didn't want him in my team. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's been quite at it in recent games. If he's asked to play a holding role in a game on his own, then I think he should start, but not when Rodri's already there. I don't see what he's bringing to the table. In fairness, I just thought he had a very poor display today. Kevin De Bruyne had his fair share of injury disappointment, said Tyrone, during tournament football. So hard to blame him for being cautious. Well, I'll blame him for being cautious. He's playing for City. I don't give a toss about Belgium, I'm sorry. So Tyrone went on to say, bar one spell in the first half, he was fairly quiet. So Tyrone's given me 6. I think it's a bit generous. I'm not gone mad on him. I give him a 5.5 because I will say, as I said, he's a City player. He shouldn't be holding back. And I won't say he didn't try. He got back and made a great save towards the end of the match. It was a bit, when we were sort of 1-1, didn't look as though we were going to win the game anyway. But he just didn't supply that little bit of magic. And he did try. I think he did try. I think Tyrone's been a bit mean, but he just missed that little bit extra today. And another one who missed a little bit extra, and I'm not sure it's because where Pep was playing him, but Bernardo Silva. Tyrone said, bright down the left, almost won a penalty with one fine flick past Henry. Well, I can't remember that. I don't know what that one was. Nimble footwork kept Brentford on the toes. Tyrone's given him a 7. I don't think it was worth a 7. I thought it was one of his quietest games. And as I said, I just thought it was underutilised today in the position Pep was playing. Whether that's because he had to fit Gundogan in there as well, I'm not too sure. But Bernardo, Not for me. He just not particularly his fault. I just thought he was underutilised, so I'm going to give him a 6. I just don't know. I don't. Wherever he was today, it wasn't where he could cause too much damage, and that's no good for me. Phil Foden, Tyrone said, started like he was lacking rhythm, which was understandable after his recent lack of action, but took his goal quite brilliantly. Just give him a 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. Fantastic goal, but I'm struggling to know what else he did. I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying he didn't try. I'm not saying he didn't worry about getting injured and stuff like this. I thought he did try. He just, at the end of the day, he just did like KDB. They just like that something a little bit special to go along with it. And say, fantastic goal, brilliant goal. And let's face it, as a team, 1-1 at half time, we should have gone on and sort of took it to Brentford in that second half, and we didn't. Foden scored at a great time for us. Erling Haaland have to wonder how fit he was. I echo that from Tyrone. Did his best to reach a couple of crosses that were just too heavy, and did set Gundogan up for a golden chance. Gundogan wants shooting for that, but didn't carry his usual threat. Yeah, Tyrone's give him a 6. I don't think it was fit. I don't think it was fit. It didn't do that much for me. As I say, if I watched him back, I might think, oh yeah, he did a little bit more. But from where I stood, from what I watched, he was poor. So I'm just going to give him a 4. I thought he was very poor. But in all fairness, I just don't think he was fit. I just don't think he was ready for this game. I think he should have played Alvarez, not bring Alvarez on, like with time running out. And that's the guy we're going to talk about now. Julian Alvarez had one chance on the breakaway, but delayed his decision too long and then passed the ball behind Haaland. Yeah, I just remember Haaland sitting on his bum up the other end. I couldn't get a great view of it, so I assume that's what he's talking about. I'm not going to mark him because he wasn't on long enough, but Tyrone's given him a 5. I'm not marked him. For me, just was brought on far too late. One substitute brought on far too late to have any real effect. Did we look as though we were scoring before? Again, Pep's determined to stick with his team that he thinks can win this game. Did we look as though we were going to win it? Not really. So we should have made some changes. Who do we have on the bench? We could have brought on to make a difference? Yeah, Alvarez, of course. Grealish. Why not? I mean, Grealish has been getting a lot of praise lately. Why not just fling Grealish on for the last half hour and tell Grealish to run at him? Simple as that. Just tell Grealish to run about. Make sure you've got a bit of cover, and Grealish go and take him on. Try and get in the box. Yeah, I don't know. Pep frustrates me sometimes, and it's frustrated me now going into this World Cup break, of course. And that's it, guys. That's the end of that. No man of the match from City, as far as I could see. I've been onto their app. Nothing from them. Certainly none from me. As I said, Ederson, if I had to give one. Please check out my talking points. I will try and smile a couple of times in that. But hey, when things are, all right. Yeah, we can't win them all, can we? But it doesn't stop us being depressed when we get beat. It's as simple as that. And I'm far from happy with that today. As I said, we can't even wipe out in a few days' time, can we? We've got to sit on that now and sit, presumably, 5 points behind Arsenal if they win at Wolves. All right, they might get beat. Who knows as I'm recording this, but it's just not painful. But this first 14 games for me, check out my match talking point show, guys. I'll chat a bit more about it, but these 14 games were fairly comfortable games. We should have been going into this World Cup break, I think, top of the league. We're not. And we're still waiting for Arsenal to blow up. Who's to say they will? We'll see anyway. Hey, that's the end of part 1 of season 22-23, and it's a pretty shit ending to part 1 in all fairness, and I feel a bit shit. I'll be all right tomorrow. I'll be all right the day after, once I've been in work and everyone's rubbed it in and had a go at me. I'll be all right. I'll be all right by Tuesday-ish, something like that. So please look out. Anyway, look out for all my player of the season so far. That'll be interesting. Quizzes, season so far, etc., etc. Lots of history vlogs as well coming over while the World Cup's on. So join me here on the Citizen channel. Lots of stuff for all City fans and for you to get involved in and hopefully enjoy. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your ratings on this, and let me know your thoughts on this. It'd be great to hear from you. Till we meet again. Last one thing, please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Bye for now.